Welcome back to episode 37 of the Optional Boss podcast. We are your hosts, Josh and Tyler, and today we are doing some quirky, silly, kind of guessing game fun, which we'll get into here in a minute. First off, Tyler, how are you doing?
I think it's really just a natural extension of what the hell are these guys talking about, but that's
Nobody
the point
knows.
of it this time. I would say I'm doing pretty swell. As far as my life in the world of gaming, my limited time, I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII because it's.
Are you still playing Final Fantasy VII?
I am still playing Final Fantasy VII. Y'all, see, this is my problem.
I heard that we haven't talked about Final Fantasy VII enough recently.
I've been told, people just want to hear more of it. That's nothing but. And yeah, no, this is my dilemma when it comes to these longer games. I like playing lots of games, and this is very much limiting my ability to do so. Now, to its positive, I'm only doing it because it's really good, and I have been enjoying it the whole time, but I also, this is the struggle with being this involved in video games, is that I feel like I'm seeing things pass me by, and yes, I will always have time for some things, but I won't have time for everything, and I wish I had time for everything. Although, I guess I'm kind of lucky because it's been pretty slow in the world of picking up new games. I don't know. Not much has come. Lots of things have come out, but none of those, I need it, right?
Yeah, it's a very steady trickle, and I'm all for it. Because it's given me time to kind of go through the backlog a little bit. Ish.
Yes. Well, the backlog is always ever daunting, and yet there's always the problem of piling onto the backlog. But it's weird. I'm usually pretty on the up and up of what I want coming out and its release dates and such. And even recently, there's a game that I've kind of had my eye on called Slave Zero X, I think. It's
okay.
Side scroller, you just brutal retro action kind of thing. I think it's a remake or spiritual successor of a Dreamcast game. I don't know. It looked cool, and I was like, oh, I thought that came out, and I went to go pick it up, and it's a month away. I was like, oh, I'm just super out of the loop with things. So,
I mean, really, the only thing I've been looking forward to, eventually getting a release date is probably Visions of Mana.
Now, yeah, Visions of Mana, but I know that's not here already, so that's why it's not immediately. I did go. Yeah. Put down a free pre-order the other day for it for whenever it does come out, though, because that's very exciting.
The eventual date.
The eventual.
Which, speaking of things coming out, just because we are indie lovers, there's a whole III initiative.
Oh no!
Which
okay, have you watched it?
I mean, no.
Okay, so I watched 35 minutes. It was about an hour long, and I got maybe a little over halfway out, and. We love them indie games. We sure do, but God bless them. That was just not a well put together presentation. I don't know. I go to indie games because they're much more original and, creative experiences. And I was sitting there going, a lot of these sure feel kind of similar.
I think the creativity is kind of drowning itself out at the moment, and I think in due time it'll come back around because there's a lot of sequels coming.
Ooh, I am a fan of some big. Now that Slay the Spire 2 I did see was announced. And
yes,
though I've only slightly dabbled with Slay the Spire, I know that's one you're very fond of, and a lot of people are clearly.
I'm not a big card game person, and Slay the Spire really hooked me, and I've played quite a bit. Not as much as some people. I've only actually beat it with the Ironclad once. No ascensions or anything. But it's nice to see Slay the Spire 2 get announced. I mean that's huge. That's awesome. It's awesome to see.
I think the only other really there was more things announced that I just did not get in check out, and normally indie games I wanted to see what's coming, but I can't really think of much that stood out from what I saw in the presentation. I wasn't paying too much attention either, but
I'm going to shout a few things out. One that we knew about already was Hyper Light Breaker, which is the sequel to Hyper Light Drifter.
The 3D one, yeah.
The 3D one, yeah. Wizards of Legend 2
That's cool.
was announced.
I did enjoy the first Wizards of Legend, so...
I know you did, so I had to point that out. Streets of Rogue 2, I really enjoyed the first one. I've seen the second one. It's been on my wish list on Steam for a while, so kind of anxious for that to come out, see what they've changed. They changed quite a bit by the looks of it. What the Car
Yes.
is the next iteration of the What the series. So they got What the Golf and What the Bat, which is VR baseball swinging.
I didn't know that one was VR. That's why I hadn't really looked into it much, because
yeah, no, it's all VR.
Oh, that's cool. Now, I saw the trailer for What the Car, and I just thought, I really should get around to playing What the Golf, because I've had it for so long, and I haven't even booted it up once.
And the last one I'm going to shout out, just a bit of an odd one, Cat Quest 3. I thought this was kind of neat. Now, you've never played any of the Cat Quest games, right?
No, I've seen them, most prominently Cat Quest 2, but they're just kind of like throwback RPGs, are they not?
Kind of, yeah. It's very basic when it comes down to it, but it's a sit down, shut up, just enjoy it game. And it looks like they've expanded upon it. I've only played the first one, to be honest. I don't know how well the second one did, but clear enough that they're coming out with the third one, so I thought I'd throw those just in our announcement at the beginning there.
I mean,
that's kind of neat.
They are probably some quality indie titles. They are definitely from some quality indie titles. The thing that stood out to me, just as a quaint little thing, was actually just a DLC update for Risk of Rain 2, because I'm very fond of that game, and I like how it's not a full-blown playable character, but there is a character skin of the prisoner from Dead Cells in Risk of Rain 2.
Yes.
And I love it when these particular indie companies, like I know that there was Risk of Rain content in Dead Cells, and how there's also crossover with like Hotline Miami and stuff. These indie kind of legends, and they all kind of sit at this round table and share different chunks of DLC in different games. Like, Shovel Knight's part of that club, and
yep. Well, look at the secret room in Blasphemous Games.
Yep.
So it's they take pride in one another and try and lift each other up, and it's just an overall good thing.
Well, and not only that, I think it's almost like these are our NES icons of the early indie era, per se. This is your Mario, your Link, your Mega Man. It's just a new generation of it, and it is really cool to see, like, they're all just best pals throughout their games.
Yeah, pretty much. Another thing that was announced during the initiative was a big update for Shadows of Doubt, which I haven't talked about in a long time. But
I remember seeing that. Yeah, it's coming for PS5 too, right?
Yes, it will be coming to consoles. As of right now, it's only PC. But then they put out like one of their biggest updates, and that's exciting. It's a sharpshooter assassin update, and it's essentially like a random generated detective game, and I actually had quite a bit of fun with it.
I will admit, I was not expecting the voxel kind of art style. It really seems
it's well done, though.
It is really well done. It just kind of, when I was hearing about this game, I pictured something more dark and gritty. And don't get me wrong, it does the dark, gritty, not quite noir, but still seedy detective story kind of look, right?
Yeah.
But then you got these cube people, and it's just like just solving mysteries for the villagers of Minecraft. So it does look good, though. I'm not sure if I will check it out, but I like the concept of it, and it's one of those things that could fall flat, but when it does work, it works really well.
Yeah, so I played through it a while back. I want to say like last winter or something.
Sounds
maybe around
right.
this time last year.
Yeah.
And one of the big things with it is you get to a point when you know how to solve things, even when it's randomly generated. And you know how to get around things without being caught. Such as one thing I did was I knocked on their door, and then when I heard that they were unlocking their door, I ran at the door and bashed it in, so it knocked them out. So then I'd had free roaming. They didn't know who I was, and I could look around their apartment. It's like, okay, it wasn't these people.
That's quite the level of depth.
I knocked a lot of innocents out. Trying to
police business.
Well, that's the thing. You're like a rogue detective. So if you're caught trespassing on someone's area, then you can be shot at by the police.
He's a loose cannon, but damn it, he's the best one we've got on the force.
Yeah, pretty much.
The game.
As for what I've been playing, I have dove into Siphon Filter 1. I'm almost done it, and it is janky, but it's a lovable jank.
Now, I've always looked, because I know I've played some of the Siphon Filter games. They were very big on the original PlayStation. I would almost say it was, now, very different experience, mind you, but PlayStation players had Siphon Filter, while N64 players had GoldenEye. That was kind of the two spectrums, at least in my mind, when it came to that style of gameplay. And I know it's not first person, but those third person action games for the PS1, look at them legs flail.
Oh, it's yeah. The animation is definitely a product of its time, and it's I'm playing the quote unquote remastered version, the one that they ported to PS5. So it has some filtering on it, and it's a little rough. I will fully admit, but no, it's been a good time. I'm glad there's a rewind feature because I don't care about restarting an entire level over again. I just want to have fun. I want to relive some of my childhood.
I mean,
that's what I'm doing.
I'm sure we've touched on this before, but yeah, the rewind feature, though very abusable, when you just want to get through a game just for the sake of getting through a game, and you don't feel like taking it super seriously, godsend. Just fantastic to have.
Yeah, I'm not diving into Siphon Filter as a serious thing. I'm going to finish it. But I'm more doing it for nostalgic purposes. And I played all three back in the day. So it's been a hoot reliving it. But at the same time, I just want it like a quick, like, in-between game. Because I'm still trying to find out what I want to do next. And it might be God of War Ragnarok I'm kind of looking at, but I don't know yet.
That's a hefty one for the backlog. I know I'm definitely craving something short and sweet after I finish this endeavor. I actually did, because I had an itching for a little bit. I popped in the Darius Cosmic Revelation pack. God, that series has so many different collections on Switch and different versions. So
oh God, yeah, does it ever?
It's a cartridge with multiple versions of Darius, for those who don't know, including myself. And actually, the reason why I even wanted to pop it in at all is because they came out with a standalone release. All right, this is going to get a little complicated here. But we had, Darius Burst CS Core, I think, came out as its own release, as where on this collection I have Darius Burst Another Chronicle EX. And I'm not about to get into the differences, but what differences at all is what even piqued me to look back into the series. And really, I came, after going down a rabbit hole of different releases and versions and etc., I came to the takeaway, a conclusion of, yeah, they're slightly different, but if you're not really good at the games, either one's fine. So I wanted to pop in some Darius. And yeah, they are still incredibly difficult shoot-'em-ups with giant mechanical fish and the wildest soundtracks. Oh my God, I think that's the reason why I love that series so much. And yeah, I don't know,
do it.
Just kind of in an arcadey mood, but that was like a fun 20-minute endeavor, and then it's like, all right, back to Final Fantasy, gotta go track down that mean old Sephiroth. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for hopefully not the rest of April. My goodness.
No, I think you're getting close.
I'd like to think so, yeah. It definitely is starting to get, knowing the story and where this one does eventually end up, they pretty much put that out in the marketing. I can tell I'm getting close, and the game is definitely bringing on that, not quite the air of finality, but it's definitely like, yeah, we're not at the beginning anymore, we're actually closer to the end.
Very good.
Yeah. So
the only other thing I have dove into was I downloaded the Stellar Blade demo and beat that last night.
Oh, dude, so short demo, is it?
It's not terribly long, but it gives you a good chunk of what to expect.
Little bit of level, a little bit of combat, and then maybe kind of like a demo boss fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, this is getting pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah, no, you had you get a couple boss fights because you start off, you get like story bits of the beginning. After those cutscenes, you get on the floor, gives you a bit of combat tutorial. Then you fight a boss, and then you go through like a level, and then at the end of the level is a boss, and then outside it unlocks a boss challenge, and you can fight another boss.
So it gives you a little bit to do and
Yeah,
get a good feel for it.
the creature design is pretty neat. The combat is not bad. Going to take some getting used to for sure. I'm on the fence if I'm intrigued. I think I am.
A little bit Soulsy, a little bit Devil May Cry, kind of in between.
Yeah, it's you can definitely tell the Souls inspiration by having camps instead of bonfires, and then the camps you can level up at and craft at and all that kind of stuff. So,
but the combat's a little bit more bombastic and
combat is very like Devil May Cry meets Sekiro.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like the vibe
So
I've been getting about
it puts a lot of focus on parries and dodges.
It's precise and deliberate.
Yeah,
but it's flashy.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well that sounds pretty interesting.
It's not bad. It's worth a shot if you have any interest.
Well, what do you say we put each other through what we probably put our audience through when we talk about stuff they don't know what the hell it is?
Oh God, we talk about stuff we don't know what it is all the time. But this is going to be done badly.
This is done deliberately wrong.
So we'll be right back after this, and we will get into the topic at hand. Okay, and today's rules, we're essentially describing games badly and having the other person try and figure it out. Every time they get it wrong or they require a hint, it is a point that they get, and whoever has the least amount of points at the end wins. And by all means, play along. There will be some blank moments, I'm sure, where you can try and figure out what the hell we are talking about. And we do have a bit of advantage with each other. We know more or less what each other has played throughout the time, just because we've been friends for a while, and we've talked all off air about this kind of stuff all the time before we actually started the podcast. So, we're going to try and stump each other with poorly described plots of games. I don't know if there will be spoilers in some of these or not, but we're going to try our best not to.
I mean, plot and gameplay synopsis, whatever. Just kind of think of someone who is just. It's almost like someone describing a dream.
It's almost like me trying to describe a game normally.
Yeah, that could also be a way to interpret it. Yeah, and so I tried to go with some relatively household names for the most part. There's the oddball here, but I'm not going nearly like I credit myself on my obscurity and taste, but at the same time, it's not gonna be any Shin Megami Tenseis or other thing I may have mentioned before.
Yeah, I feel like probably both our lists are going to be very most people know these games. For the most part, anyways.
They are well known, at the very least.
With the ones I have chosen, I know we've talked about in the past on this podcast before, in some kind of fashion, whether that's just in passing or whatnot. So, I know that much.
I've kept it within that realm. I can't say everything's been mentioned on the podcast. Some of it's been mentioned a lot on the podcast.
Chrono Trigger.
I was thinking about that one, but it's just, how do I not make that the easiest one we could possibly do?
The game where the hero doesn't matter.
No, but the points do, maybe. Are you keeping track of them? Because I do not have a way to.
I will keep track of them.
Beautiful.
Because, yeah, you're in a dark closet.
I am. It's very, very dark in here. And the voices.
So, you have what? 10? I think I picked 12. And we picked a couple just in case one of us gets one really quick off the hop. So, I don't know how many we're going to do. We're going to aim for about, I think we decided on 6.
Roughly, yeah. We'll see where this kind of takes us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we? Who's gonna start this here game show endeavor off?
Oh God. Why don't I start? I guess.
All right. Let's see what you got.
So, in a world where jellyfish have become a threat and the government can't do shit about it, and the pirates want to steal the jellyfish, and you have to stop them.
That is quite peculiar. Jellyfish and pirates, eh?
Yes.
In a world where the jellyfish have become evil?
They have become a threat.
They have become a threat. Huh. And it's the pirates who are going to save the day.
The pirates want to steal.
The pirates want to steal the jellyfish.
Yes.
You know, it's weird. I don't think either of these are what it is, but the first things that came to my mind were Splatoon, which I thought there's no way he's doing Splatoon.
No,
or
that's squids.
And this is a stretch, but for some reason, Space Invaders.
No.
No. All right.
So is that 1 point for you?
Yeah. Let's see. Send a hint my way. We'll cap it at like 3.
Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to think of a good hint. Did you want a hint that explains it more, or do you want a hint about the game itself outside of a non-game?
How about a console or a platform?
There's been games released. This series has a lot actually, but there's been some released on Switch. There's been some released on NES. And everything in between aside from one console.
Really? That pirates in multiple games?
Yes.
Huh. And squids.
You know what? I honestly thought this was going to be an easy one.
No, I'm quite perplexed.
All right. So I'm actually feeling good about this. I might be all right till I start guessing.
All right. All right. Give me one more hint.
It is this is a lame hint. It was released on. It's a Nintendo IP.
It's a Nintendo IP.
Yes. To go back to the console hint, they did not have one on the N64.
Oh Jesus! It's Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yep.
I was thinking too much about squids.
Yeah, I never said squid. I said jellyfish.
You said jellyfish. That is correct. Huh. All right. Yeah. So
that wasn't too bad.
That would
right?
be so in my mind. So that's the first round. So that was our 3. You have the initial hint. You have the secondary hint, and then there was the third one. And I got it on the third one. So I guess that would mean 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are we just going off hints or guesses?
So it was basically initial hint, and I made my guess, or my ponder anyway, before I asked for another hint. Right. So that would be my first point. And then you gave the hint, and then I guessed again, guess, ponder, whatever, and then a second hint. And if I get it on that one, then it's 2, and if not, that's when you essentially give up.
Okay, so you have 2.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I am currently doing mediocre at this game. So let's...
You know what? I thought I was going to do bad. I'm still going to do bad. I know that. But, all right, bring it on.
All right, well, everything was fine until one day your dad just got wasted. Just ruined everything. And didn't really want to deal with it. And so he said, you know what? My son can take care of this. And so that's your job, is to clean up your dad's mess. And it doesn't matter. He's already ruined countless lives, but you're going to ruin more, all because your dad just got way too wasted.
Lisa?
What? No.
Lisa, the painful.
Oh.
Because your dad's pretty damn wasted.
Oh, that's way darker than what I'm talking about. No.
So your dad decided too much and got
It
wasted.
just ruined everything.
And
Everything's
just
been
ruined
destroyed.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh God. And now it's your turn to kind of figure things out. Liza P.
No, that is also, you know what's actually funny? When I was thinking of a few of the games that I was thinking of, I was like, but there's a really strong theme with hating your dad.
Yes, there is.
Now, that's not my hint for this, but I am just noticing that a bunch of games that I was pondering were like, that might almost be too dead of a getaway. So I guess, okay, for a second hint, what do you want? Do you want like something about the game, maybe console, or...
Let's do console.
Right. So it has had multiple entries, but would most notably be started on the PS2, and a big part of that has to do with the controller.
PS2, hating your dad.
Well, you don't hate your dad. He just ruined everything.
Oh, he just ruined everything. God, okay. I'm not going to be doing too good at this.
Think of the controller for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it has two nubs.
Yep. Yep, that it does.
That it does. Two analog sticks.
Yep.
Think of the controller.
And how your dad
I
ruined
don't know
everything.
why. It's I know it's not it, but for some reason I just thought of Parappa the Rappa.
Interesting. I thought you were going to say Ape Escape for some because of the dual analogs.
Oh yeah,
which was
that's true,
PS1.
too. No,
but I did specify
it was.
PS2.
Yeah. And there's multiples of it.
Yep.
One
more hint.
Yeah, let's take another hint.
You're gonna be on a roll with this one.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
All right. I will admit I went a little obscure, but the hints were pretty strong. Katamari Damacy.
Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way I'd be getting that.
Yep. That's where I'm starting. Now, if it helps,
that was a PS2 game?
I believe it originated on the PS2. Yes.
I thought it was a Nintendo franchise.
Nope. No, I think actually the first time it ended up on Nintendo was like the Switch.
Really?
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? But yeah, your dad.
Oh shit!
Your dad just goes a little too hard one night and just goes and destroys the entirety of the solar system and all the stars. And so you gotta roll everything up into new stars, and you will kill countless while doing so.
Is that what that storyline is?
Yep.
Oh Jesus!
It is bonkers. They're so much fun. But yeah, and I felt like the dual analog, but I know you haven't really played it much. So
I've played it for about 15 minutes, the trial one.
All right. So I will say that is probably the most left field thing on my list, if that helps.
All right. That gives me a little hope.
All right. So we're 2 and 3, correct?
Yes.
All right. Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, fight. All right. Father is sent off for milk for his baby. Ends up stopping a paranormal crime syndicate.
What is with this theme of hating your dad in this episode?
There was nothing about hating your dad.
It's on
The
brand.
father is sent off for milk for his baby. Ends up stopping a paranormal crime syndicate.
You know, it's funny. Pretty sure
What's
I
that?
know exactly what this is. I'm gonna give the audience a little bit of time. Hell, I'm even gonna give the audience a hint myself. We're talking about a real old man here. All right, should I fire off my guess?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because I was thinking it's like the dad leaves for milk, and I'm thinking that smug bastard, just stupid high-legged walk and his big smile, just gonna make him depressed as he goes to finally do battle with the not cum ghost.
I know we've mentioned the cum monster before, and the whole kind of joke in that is he's called the gum monster. And the ghosts are essentially collecting gum in the sewers or some shit.
They're collecting the world's ABC gum.
Yeah. And the giant thing in the sewers that all the pack ghosts are making called the Gum Monster. It doesn't have the little hook on the capital G, so it looks like a C. And it doesn't look like it is for everybody.
No. No.
Especially when it looks like this giant liquid just squirming in the air.
So, did you ever actually play Pac-Man 2, or do you just have it?
No, I beat it.
Oh, you beat... What a frustrating endeavor that must have been.
Because that's what I originally pointed out. Sent you a picture of.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't right.
Yeah, no, that's not localization at its finest. If it even... Yeah, because I would imagine that was a Namco game back in the day.
Yeah.
It is.
I thought that was going to be one of the harder ones for you, actually.
It is wild to think that that's what got the prestigious... I got that in no time, and Metroid was what stumped me. It's a sad thing.
Right?
All right, well, I guess that's
Shit.
me maintaining at 2 points. Let's see how we do with this next one. Now, this is going to be, again,
Guys, I'm going to lose.
Nowhere near as obscure. But, so, war. War never changes. But the way you do fight war might change. So you're going to take to the skies and battle in unique ways, but you have to watch out for various threats, such as the weather, or, for example, how most games have a fishing minigame, but in this, you're the fish's game.
That first line is going to throw me off.
Probably.
Because that's a Fallout line.
Yeah.
Read it off one more time.
All right. So, talked about war, how it never changes. So take to the skies, and in this unique form of combat, but you have to be aware of major hazards such as the weather or becoming fish prey.
Evo? Search for Eden?
Huh. I don't know if weather has ever been an opponent in Evo. So, that's a no.
Neither have I.
But
because I haven't played it.
I like bringing up Evo. It's a neat game. It's not exactly a fun game, but it's a fun concept. And it's Super Nintendo. But no, that is incorrect. What kind of hint would you like?
What was it for?
It was for, this is I think the dead ringer, NES.
And don't become fish food.
Don't become fish food. Take to the skies. Fight war.
Not Sky Sharks, is it?
No. What is Sky Sharks? Is that just like a shoot 'em up for the NES?
I think that's the name. It's a shmup. God, I said I was going to be bad at this, and yeah, I really am.
Okay.
Shoot for the sky. NES.
Take to the skies, yes.
Take to the skies.
Yes. Take flight, you might say. Take flight and fight.
I don't know.
All right, my third hint is going to be we've talked about it a number of times on this podcast for the NES.
This is going to be really stupid if it's Star Tropics.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Balloon Fight.
Oh,
Ah, that was good. All right.
I'm at 6. You're at 2.
I thought the fish and I thought NES was going to be it, and then I even said fight.
Yeah. At the same time, I maybe have a collective 5 minutes in Balloon Fight.
All right. That's understandable. Yeah. You never got killed by the fish?
I didn't know that there was fish. I didn't know anything about the fish.
If you fly too close to the water on the bottom, a fish will jump up and eat you.
Huh.
Yeah. And then there's also like little lightning bolts that'll come from the clouds and just try to take you down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's more than just you shooting peas at each other.
Well, you stomping.
Yeah.
You step on.
Oh yeah.
Unique way.
You stomp on the balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't shoot peas.
All right. What do we got next?
All right. We gotta get you on something. Let's see here. 2 students fight over funding, so the one uses the other's idea, and in turn showing that it's kind of better, and he should have never got the funding in the first place.
I know
You
it's
know
wrong.
what it is.
No, I actually don't know what it is. But you want to know what, unless you're referring to a real life scenario, because my immediate thought from this was, I was just gonna say Doom, because the spurned creator duo just made me think of Daikatana. Yeah. What was the hint again?
The hint, like
Yeah.
the original description.
Yeah, like what you initially gave me.
Two students fight over funding, so the one uses the other's idea, and in turn showing that his idea was kind of better.
It's not Pokemon.
No.
No. All right, let's see. Because I could also think Street Fighter. Because I feel like there's a very specific hint in there, but I'm getting just a pretty standard rival dynamic. So let's give me another hint. A little more about the game itself.
But the game itself,
Yeah.
or the story to the game?
I could if it's a story that I know, then yeah, we'll go with the story.
Okay. There's not much story. That is pretty much the story behind it. But it is a game that you have played.
Two rival students, and one takes the other's idea.
No, they were fighting over funding.
Oh, they were fighting over funding.
The one got the funding, the other one didn't. And then the one who got the funding developed the one guy's idea, and it turned out it was kind of better. Better as combined. In essence, they should have been working together.
It's not Axiom Verge, is it?
No.
No, that didn't happen in Axiom Verge. He did it to himself.
I didn't have a good idea for Axiom Verge, to be honest. I was trying to think of one, and it's like, that would be perfect.
It's Metroid, but it's not.
It was very Metroid. But for those who don't know, I used to speedrun Axiom Verge, and it was a really good time.
Yeah, what'd you get, like sub 26, sub 25?
No. I was like 6th place at once, but now there's been a lot more tech discovered, so.
Still, very, very impressive, all the same. All right, one last hint. What can I play this on? Or what have I played this on?
You probably played it on Switch, but it's also available for all modern consoles. Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC.
Which makes me think it's an indie game. And I've played it.
Yes.
Huh.
It's hard to talk about the story because these games are not known for having stories.
Yeah. I am quite... It's not Hotline Miami.
No,
because that doesn't... I gotta say, I'm stumped on this one.
That has a good story.
Yeah, that has an incredible story. Yeah.
All right, Mega Man 11.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Not known for a story, released on everything modern. And yeah, it's that's how their rivalry apparently started.
You know, it's funny.
Dr. Light got the funding.
I was thinking, how do I bring up a Mega Man game without making it super obvious? And I didn't. And you... Oh. That cuts deep.
I knew that one would hurt you as the Mega Man fan.
No, that was really good. Oh. Shouldn't have asked more about I should have asked about the gameplay.
Okay, I just gotta admit that this is so messed up because
the fact
I stumped you
Pac-Man
on the games. The fact that you got Pac-Man 2, and I don't think you've played Pac-Man 2, have you?
Nope.
But yet you've played Super Metroid. You've played Metroid in general. It was Super Metroid I was talking about.
Space Pirates.
Space Pirates, and the Metroids look like jellyfish. They have little tentacles and they're see-through tops. And yeah, the government can't do shit, so they hired you.
And two rival students. You know what the worst part is? Because it's like the Mega Man game that puts its plot at the forefront for once.
Right?
Oh, damn! I'm admittedly impressed. So what's that put us at? 5-6?
Yep, 5-6.
All right, let's let's go into round 3 here. Wait.
I gotta do more games that you really know.
Oh, we're still in round 3. That's right. Yeah, because I overthink. That's the tricky thing with this. It's hard not to overthink. Okay. So we're going back to war, but this time we're not talking war on the skies. We're talking war more so on the ground. Our biggest enemy are these strange insectoid creatures. Are they aliens? Are they from the ground? We're not entirely sure, but we know we're gonna gun them down because we're really big and we've got big guns and sometimes chainsaws. But we gotta make sure they don't kill us with their big guns and chainsaws.
Is this Duke Nukem?
No, but that's not a bad guess. But those were more. I don't recall bugs in Duke Nukem or insect-like people.
Yeah, I guess so.
As where?
Oh no, yeah.
I haven't played through Duke Nukem, so I can't really speak except the DOS ones.
Right.
Yeah,
They were good games.
Yeah. Nope, that is incorrect. Really big guys fighting bug people monsters with guns and chainsaws. They also have them.
Guns and chainsaws. Fuck, this is gonna be. I feel like this is actually one I probably played.
Would you like another hint?
Yeah, what was it for?
It was breakout success. Was on the Xbox 360.
Oh god. Breakout success, Gears of War?
Correct! Yes, it was Gears of War, which is one that I kind of thought, you know what, it's one of those games that we definitely don't really talk about, but I'm sure we were both like hyper aware of or play. I know I played the shit out of Gears of War when it came out.
I played it for PC.
Oh, nice. Did you ever play like a co-op campaign?
Yes.
That is one of like, because I'm not crazy about, most shooters, although I do enjoy a nice third-person shooter. And Gears of War, I would imagine even still to this day, is probably super fun to run co-op.
Well, here's the thing, and I firmly believe this. If it's a co-op game and you have the right people, any co-op game can be fun.
I don't know. I heard 1-2 Switch was pretty bad.
Would you consider that co-op? That's just more like a mini-game compilation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about actual games. Sorry, that might be rude of me to say, but actual games.
Good games. Games we could all enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, Gears of War. I thought that would be one of the, kind of conventional, but a little left field. So yeah, that's what, 1 point for you on that one?
Yep.
All right, so that would be the conclusion of round 3. So what, 7-5?
Yes.
All right.
7-5.
All right, let's see if we can have a turnaround on round 4.
All right. After sitting there for a while, you finally escape prison and fight your way through a bunch of enemies to make the world a lighter place by defeating a god.
Huh. Well, I have a pretty good guess as to what this is. Partly because I was thinking about putting it on my list, but it's funny because I'm guessing, the whole prison thing is a pretty big hint there, right? So, but then
it could be, yeah.
But then I was thinking about my description. I was like, now this isn't my guess. This is just what I was pondering for me doing that description was, oh no, this is starting to sound like Skyrim, but I don't know the rest of Skyrim. But I will.
Finally, you have awakened.
Give the folks at home second or two before I unveil that this is probably Dead Cells.
No.
Ah, damn it.
No, it's not.
Okay. Prison to fight.
Although I guess that kind of works too.
Yeah. Although I guess you're not really dealing with a god in Dead Cells.
No.
Interesting. All right, let's get another hint then.
Okay. This game has been remastered for modern systems, but its original was PS3.
PS3?
Yes.
Demon Souls.
No.
No? Dark Souls.
Ah, there it is.
All right. So, how do we count that then? Is that 1 or 2 points?
You only got the one hint.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I originally asked if we were doing guesses.
I think, yeah, you have your kind of
points.
your room to guess, right? So,
Yeah.
all right, so we'll call that 1 point then.
Yep.
Cool.
So 6-7 you.
That was good because I was also pondering it. Funny enough, Dark Souls, and yeah, that's also like the whole like start in a prison and kind of work your way through.
Let's face it, pretty much all Dark Souls games you start in a prison.
Well, prison-esque, right? And I was thinking like, do I go with Lies of P maybe, but I was thinking with the Souls games it might be a little easy to pick up on, and though I will admit it does translate surprisingly well to Dead Cells.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Don't know about Skyrim. I just know. Wait, no, not Skyrim. Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
That's the one where you start in a prison. Why do I even care?
Well, Skyrim starts you're
you're finally
going for an
awake.
execution.
Yes. Oh,
But you are a prisoner.
fair, very fair. So that was pretty good. All right. Let's see. I got a few on my list. Some that might be. Let's go with like an obvious stumper. All right. How can I put this? You've been given a lot of responsibility. Some might say you are the most important man in town, but it really all just depends on how well you do things. The only problem is you never have enough money, or if you do have enough money, you're wasting it on something that's just not going to help anyone. Unless, of course, you plan things out a little bit better. But it's going to be tricky when you're dealing with things like droughts and lizards.
Jesus. These are long.
In a world.
All right. Is it like
You are the most important man in town, depending on how well you do anyway. You have a lot of responsibility. But
you like Harvest Moon?
You no, but I mean, you could say you're in a similar realm. Like
Stardew Valley.
No, you're shooting a little too close to home with that one. But before I give a hint, I will give my description again. That you have a lot of responsibility. You are the most important man in town, but depending on how well you do anyway. You have a lot of plans, but you never have enough money. Although if you do...
SimCity.
There we go. There we go. All right. So, how do I convey that otherwise?
No. Yeah, that's honestly, if you were doing it if you were talking about the Super Nintendo one, it'd be something about you got to do the right plans, but have it like Mr. Right.
Yes. Well, I was worried about my hint about dealing with like tornadoes and lizards was going to be a little bit too much, but yeah, we will.
It was the lizards and droughts that threw me off.
Oh, interesting. But we will call that a solid 0 points because I did not give my second hint.
Yes.
Damn, that was good. And also, I like that because now we can close out the episode with some Sin City music. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, round 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6-7, you.
All right. It's close. It's real close.
It is. It really is. Oh, which one is going to stump you a bit? There's a few of these that I thought were quite clever, and then you've guessed right off the hop.
This is an interesting choice of game. I do hope our listeners at home have been guessing along with us. And also, should any of you that listen to us, if you want to hit up our Twitter at OptionalBossPC, I think, and our email at optionalbosspodcast@gmail.com, and give us some wacky random descriptions, we would love to hear how you can poorly explain a game.
Yeah, let's hear them. We'll certainly try and guess them. Instead of reading the hint, I almost read the name. You're stuck in a loop, so you keep trying to break the loop by giving your past self notes he never reads.
This one seems...
There's a very big hint in that.
Yep. Actually, no, I think I've got this one.
No, you should be able to get this one.
Yep. this is another contender for a really good soundtrack, but I think I want the SimCity music in it. But, I just... God damn.
Just give a moment for the audience.
Yeah.
See if they can figure it out. We've talked about it before. We've used their music before.
Yeah. No, I just have to say that if you're a big fan of doing the Bamboo Boogaloo, yeah. All right. Have we given them enough time?
Yep.
All right. It's The Messenger. Just,
Yes.
I think that only because it's probably one of my favorite jokes in the whole fucking game. Why did you look at your map? What do you mean? You mean this thing on my back is a map? Wait, you haven't looked at it through the whole time? No, you're an animal.
Carrying the most treasured relic of our time period, and you haven't even read it?
Oh, I need to play Sea of Stars. God damn.
Okay.
All right. So,
I figured that would be an easy one, but at the same time, I didn't know. That's good.
See, this one, it'd be really easy if you'd played the game, and I can't remember if you have played it before or not. I will say, I'm just going to give a default base hint right now, but that almost might be too much of a giveaway. No, it works, because it's not just there anymore, but this game would fondly be most known for being on PC. And in this...
Mario teaches typing.
Now, not quite. That is a pretty iconic one, but I think this one was much more of a household name when it came to PCs, as where you have to explore all sorts of wonderful landmarks and such strange, bizarre things like, there's a observatory or this interesting clock tower or this weird mesh of gears, and you'll engage in such strange puzzles as playing a piano to enter a rocket ship to go to not space, but a treehouse jungle, and all for the cause of a book that told you to.
What?
The book also wants you to kill his brother.
The book also wants you to kill his brother.
Yes, commit murder.
Oh, this is going to be Myst.
This is Myst, yes.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I'm not sure if you've played it or not. So if you have,
I haven't.
This is dead giveaways.
I haven't. But when you were playing it, you were playing the Switch version.
I was,
and you were
yes.
telling me about some of the story, and like this book is having me kill my other brother, and it's just wackiness. I vaguely remember that, and it's like,
yep. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Take a look in a book, kill my brother. Yes. So that would be Myst.
All right.
So that was definitely a lengthy hint, but at the same time, how do you explain Myst to someone who's never played it before? The game is a mess. It's a quality PC adventure game, though. Like it deserves its reputation, even though it's just a little strange nowadays.
Very strange.
Yeah. So we are
all right.
Maintaining the same score, I believe.
Yes.
All right. Let's
6-7.
Let's give a real hard ponder on for our not quite but almost tiebreaker potential final round.
Yes.
What do I got here that'll...
All right. So you roll around and wave your body around, collecting tapes in warehouses and malls and various other settings. This one I thought was going to be very obvious.
This one, I hate to say, is pretty obvious.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have went with my other one.
Well, I'm open to that opportunity.
For me to do my other one?
Sure, because I think Tony Hawk 2 is a little easy.
Yeah, it was Tony Hawk 1, but yeah.
Damn. All right, that'll round the score to 7. Tiebreaker time.
No, because that's not fair.
All
right. You wake in a bathtub and a ghost tells you to save the world because of an angry wind force monster has taken over.
An angry wind force monster?
Yeah.
And you wake up in a bathtub?
You wake up in a bathtub and a ghost tells you to save the world because of an angry wind force-like monster has taken over.
Huh. Peculiar. Oddly enough, the first thing that came to mind was Zelda Link's Awakening, but you don't wake up in a
No.
bathtub in that game.
No, you wake up in a bed in that game.
You do wake
Which,
up.
why does Link and his uncle share a bed?
Because
That's a whole other topic, but
the SNES can only render so much.
they have houses with 2 beds.
Yeah. No, he just
Poor
sits,
planning.
he just sits on the chair. He sleeps there. It's fine. All right, let's go with another hint.
Okay. It has been released on 2 consoles.
2 consoles. Okay. Wake up in a bed. A wind force monster.
Wake up in a bathtub.
Wake up in a bathtub.
And it tells you to save the world from an angry wind force monster that has taken over.
Huh. Why? It's on 2 consoles. See, yeah, now I'm thinking Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but you don't wake up in a bathtub. You are interrupted from your shower.
Oh, not quite the same thing.
Not quite the same thing. All right, one more.
One more?
Yeah.
What do you want about it?
What's the gameplay like?
Gameplay is a hack and slash.
It's a hack and slash, and you wake up in a bathtub?
I would say hack and slash, action adventure.
Action adventure.
Anyways.
Wake up in a bathtub. Wind force monster. 2 consoles.
You don't actually know what the wind force monster is.
Huh.
Not till later on.
Well, I have gone over the entire lore of Mega Man in my head. And it's not another one of those.
No. But you have played this.
But I have played this.
Mm-hmm. All the things that I have listed, you have played in some form or fashion, or I know you've seen enough on it.
I gotta say I'm stumped. I get Wind Waker, but
No.
oh, all right. What do we
Give up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you were so damn close.
Oh no.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
You do wake
The
up
ghost
in
of the king telling you wake up in a bathtub, and the only thing you know about Calamity Ganon is he's this wind force going around the Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, you are not. Damn. I was really close.
You were really close. And it came out for the Wii U and Switch.
And when, it fuck. That was
Good.
All right.
I needed those points.
Yeah, so that puts me at 9?
Yes.
All right, so I gotta think of one that'll really. Okay. All right. So everyone is dead, or at least undead, for the most part, except you. But anyone that you find that is not you, that is not undead, is probably a huge asshole. But that's all right, because you have pretty much anything you want in this world. But here's the question: do you have enough time to enjoy it all?
Unsighted?
No, that is a pretty good guess, though.
Yeah, when you said, do you have enough time? It's like, Okay. Read it again?
Everyone is dead, or at least undead, except you, and pretty much anyone else that you encounter that's not dead is probably just a pain in the ass in some way, shape, or form. But it's okay, because you could have anything you want. But do you have enough time to enjoy it?
Everyone is dead.
Or at least undead.
Alright, or at least undead. And I'm trying to think of... Does that mean, like, the undead people are... I can't ask that. Okay, what's a hint?
It's a hint. Are we looking at console or something?
Gameplay.
All right. I would say it is it's a third-person action game. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Kind of hack and slashy.
third-person action game, so therefore it's 3D?
Yes, it is 3D.
Okay.
You can enjoy anything you want, but do you have time to enjoy it?
Trying to think of games with like a calamity ending. It's not Returnal, is it?
It's
'Cause
not.
I don't remember seeing anyone in there.
It's not Returnal. No. Everyone is dead, or at least undead.
Right.
Except you, and maybe a couple others, but they're probably just going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You got one more hint.
Nier Automata.
No, it's not Nier Automata. You get one more hint, and if you don't get it with this hint, then that means I have won by 1 single point. Let's see. Final hint. That's too much of a hint.
This is going to be one of those things that when I hear it, I'm going to be like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
I've said that a lot, but...
Let's see. It originated on the PS3 and Xbox 360, so it's from that generation, and has gotten at least a handful of sequels.
So since you're giving the generations and stuff out, is there a version on the Switch?
There is not a version on the Switch. Okay. It has gotten updated re-releases on, I believe, PS4 and Xbox whatever.
Okay. God,
You at a loss?
I'm at a loss.
All right, I will give you one last redeemable hint.
Okay, have I played this?
Maybe. I'm not entirely certain that you have, but I will say... Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, no, I think that's a good enough hint. It's a Capcom game.
A Capcom game that originated in PS3, Xbox 360 era.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know Capcom that much. No, I don't know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my final game for today is Dead Rising.
Oh. That's Capcom?
That is Capcom, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I wanted to say chop till you drop, but I'm like, shit. That might be.
I wouldn't have got it.
Well.
I haven't played that.
That's unfortunate. It's a solid game. Might control a little rough nowadays, but yeah. No,
yeah.
Obviously, like, it's a zombie game, but it is a game where you are on a timer. And yeah, and so all the other survivors that you run into are either A, going to try to kill you, or B, end up becoming an escort mission. So they're all just a pain in the ass.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but you know what I think the real winners are in this competition is everyone who got these great game recommendations today.
I mean, I can speak for my stuff. They're all pretty good.
I would say that. What did I even mention? I have to go over my list again.
So I had Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Pac-Man 2 might be questionable.
Pac-Man 2 might be questionable. That was a good one, though. Yep.
Yeah. The Messenger, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, and Mega Man 11.
Yeah, I'd say those.
I'm still surprised I got you on the Mega Man 11 one.
I'm embarrassed and bothered as the resident Mega Man guy.
I may have lost, but I still won.
Yeah, no, I'm baffled by that because I had Katamari Damacy, which it's one of those games if you know you know. So, your dad just ruined everything. Gears of War, Balloon Fight, Sim City, and Myst, and lastly Dead Rising. So. So since we're at this
I've only played 2 of your games.
Yeah, that's...
So, I may have lost, but I think I did pretty good for not playing any.
That was still very close, considering at the end of it all, we were off by 1 point. So
I'm going to read off a few of the ones that I had in reserve.
I was going to suggest that, yeah.
So, just going to go through these very quick. This one I wasn't going to use unless I absolutely had to, but you won't understand anything in the school until you get to the end, when you end up as a warrior.
No.
That one's easy. No idea?
No.
13 Sentinels.
Oh.
Gets warped to a new world with your buddies and save the world by destroying with the power of deep throating.
Fucking what?
Fuck,
Earthbound?
these ones I thought were... No. Gets warped into a new world with your buddies and save that world with the power of deep throating.
No, I have no idea what you're getting at with that.
Kirby and the Forgotten World, or Land.
So I didn't know how I was going to go about describing it, so it didn't end up being one of my picks, but I had Kirby's Dream Course on here.
Oh, yeah. I did also have by destroying a chaotic soul which took over the king. Hero almost kills everyone in his path to possibly be kissed by the woman of his dreams.
Mario.
Yeah.
But actually?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Mario 1.
Nice.
Your grandfather stole magic so you could set off as a child to drive the bad guy crazy with music.
Huh. I'm not sure.
Mother 1.
Oh yeah, okay. That's fair. See, that ties very deeply into the plot of Mother 1. So
it does.
Yes.
It does. But I also know you haven't played it.
Fact.
And everyone is assigned jobs, but you want to follow in your dad's footsteps, stumbling across killing the world order and their god.
Everyone has assigned jobs?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Everyone is assigned jobs, but you want to follow in your dad's footsteps, accidentally stumbling across killing the world order and god.
Why do I feel like that's like a Final Fantasy 3?
No. Iconoclast.
That was what I was also pondering about. I just want to play Iconoclast.
There's a few I just read off that you could have been stumped on, and I thought you would get right off the hop.
That is very true. Yeah, I think
Shit.
so. Some of my others, like I mentioned, I had Kirby's Dream Course on here when I wasn't quite entirely sure how I was going to describe that. I was also going to go for something along the lines of dig deep in this adventure where you must go and destroy various monsters, some of which are typically dragons or other type explosive creatures.
Minecraft?
No. Oh my god, you do that in Minecraft too. No, dig
Yes,
dug.
you do, because you got the creepers, you dig, and then at the end you fight a dragon.
Yeah, no, it was dig dug.
It's funny, because when you first started saying dig, I was going to say dig dug.
Well, shit. The most obvious clue was the one that didn't work. What else did I have? I had something along the lines of humans are disgusting, but you must do what you can to survive in this radical roguelike.
Radical roguelike. Humans are disgusting. Skull.
That's a good guess. It's not correct, but it is a good guess. No, it was actually... And this is one that you haven't... I mean, you can't count that brief stint that we tried it. But no, Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh.
The radical was the big hint.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's another one that'd be cool with using music, but I'm pretty sold on that SimCity. And then... war on a much smaller scale than you're typically used to, but it doesn't mean that the weapons are any less small when you are devising plans from anywhere between bazookas or exploding bananas.
Worms.
Yeah, that's one I figured was going to be almost too easy.
Yeah.
What weapon can I name beyond your standard actual weapons in that game that's not going to give it away right away?
Honestly, prod. When you shove someone over a cliff.
Okay, but that's a satisfying way to win.
And it's a good hint.
It is a good hint, yeah. And I think, I think that's all I had.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, I'm so upset that I didn't use my Kirby Forgotten Land one.
There was a couple that would have got me pretty well.
That would have stumped you, and I thought that it was. Oh, yeah. Oh,
this was a neat little game show to add to our repertoire, I would say.
No, we're gonna have to do this again.
Yeah.
And
but people at home, how many did you get? Any at all?
Oh God.
Maybe.
Yeah. Did you understand a thing we just said this past hour?
It's funny. Now again, I understand that like the hint that I gave was pretty elaborate, but that the one that you scored no points on was missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone else at home got that one. Yes, that's good. Dude, Metroid and Mega Man, what the fuck?
The jellyfish have become a threat. And the government can't do shit about it.
I don't know.
And pirates want to steal the jellyfish.
I ruined myself when I said Splatoon and got on a squid mind track.
Yeah, you really did. Because you kept thinking squid.
I kept guessing
jellyfish.
squids, yeah. Yeah, but...
They're very different.
They are, but what do you think? Should we
What's your excuse for Mega Man?
I need to go back and play one. Clearly,
I guess so.
I'm getting a little distant from my boy. I need to get that figured out.
Need to fix your shit.
I need to fix my
shit.
But
everyone, thank you so much for your continued support, for listening to us. If you haven't already, don't hesitate to give us a rating or a review. We'd love to hear it, whether it's good or bad, preferably good. And you can always reach out to us on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it. At OptionalBossPC, we're also on Instagram. Leave us some comments about your badly described games, and we will take a crack at trying to figure them out. As you can see, we are pretty bad at this.
We are.
So, or even just drop us a line and let us know how you did, how many you got, and how many do you think was not as good as we thought they were.
As good of a bad description.
As good as a bad description can be.
Yes. Yes.
We are the Optional Boss Podcast. Thank you again for listening so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye.